Welcome back to the discussion of spatial computing. Today we are going to meet Professor Wan Bae at University of Wisconsin-Stout, and she has been working on some very exciting research projects in spatial computing relating to environmental health and asthma. Okay. So please say hello to Professor Wan Bae. Hello, Wan.
Hi, Dr. Shekhar. How are you?
It's very nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And thank you for taking time away from your busy schedule. I know you have NSF grant proposal pending. So
It's my pleasure.
At a short deadline. So we really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your enthusiasm about spatial computing with all the students in this course. So the first question we wanted to ask you is that your undergraduate degree is in architecture, which is it's not obvious what the connection to spatial computing may be. Mm-hmm. So could you share how you got started with spatial computing?
After my college degree in architectural engineering, I started working in a company, an architecture firm, Samsung. Okay. And I work in a high-rise building, and mainly I focused on the building design. But at the end of the first career, and I did some work on the building management. Oh, I see. So there are lots of databases involved, and also the facility management systems as well. Right. So I was quite pleased to involved in the project and very interested in some computing field. That's the motivation I came to America to study computer science and master and the PhD.
Neat. So were these databases spatial? Did you have two-dimensional or third?
It's spatial databases, and although it's indoor mainly, and at that time there is no such concept of indoor computing and building management systems. Right. Although there are field of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, they have systems to manage those equipment and facilities. But not in computer science aspect.
Okay, wonderful. So what kind of things are you working on nowadays?
My thesis was based on online query processing in GIS. Okay. And I did some active spatial join algorithm, range queries, and those particularly data structures and algorithms. Right. And then I joined this university. And I work on something relationship between computing and medical field. Okay. And the current project I am involved in is that asthma monitoring system, in which I had collaborators in United Arab Emirates University, and then we working on the data models and algorithms to provide individual health care for the asthma patient.
I see. Okay, good. So what are some spatial computing aspects of understanding asthma and helping asthma patients?
So there is a term of exposome, which is the kind of a term medical doctors use. Right. They want to know like the effect of environmental factors on human health. Right. Okay. And what an interesting thing about the asthma is that individual patients that has different symptoms and triggers. Okay. And those triggers is based on environmental factors. As you know, the environmental data varies in time and location. So there is lots of the computing involved in maps and the spatial data sets.
Okay, wonderful. So in this course, we are going to talk about spatial data mining, where you have patterns like hotspots, or you can correlate some environmental factors with disease and so on. So do you have any spatial data analytics aspects in your project?
It is. The current, the beginning of the project, we focus on measuring of exposure of the individual. And then we implement algorithms to estimate exposure time. Then there are lots of spatial joins and algorithms that we have to develop. Then those data is collected, and actually the UAE, the patient's data will be collected starting this December. Then we need to develop the new data mining tools or best data mining tools to find out the relationship between exposure time and the human health. At the same time, what are the, how much of the, the percentage of, influence of each of the data sets
in there
in terms of the human health. So there is lots of data mining. The algorithm needs to implement it and developed. And at the same time, prediction model and along with the individual, the behavior model needs to be developed.
In there, wonderful. Wonderful. So why this collaboration with the UAE? Are there some unique expertise or collaborations there that made you situate the project in collaboration with the UAE?
First of all, the UAE has the problem with the environmental factors. For example, the asthma, the mortality rate is very high, and as higher as the United States.
Wow.
And they have very extreme weather conditions, which is like a very high humidity and high temperature in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And at the same time, most people stay in a house which is very, very like cool under air condition. So doctors and there is a research shows that the people stay inside, which is the air conditioned the condition. They have susceptibility to the extreme weather condition. So that's the one of the motivation. And second motivation about data availability. In the States, it's very hard to collect the patient's data and the research on those data sets. And rather,
why is that?
It's very restricted about privacy and security.
Okay, so this is the HIPAA regulations.
Right. But UAE, it's a kind of a little lousy way of policies about our data sets, which is another motivation we collaborate.
There, okay, wonderful. So
and
go
third
ahead.
one is that between the two communities, which is the medical field researchers and computer scientists, and we have some gaps between those two communities. We use different languages, the way we see the problems are different. And UAE, there was a workshop between those two communities, and then we had a very successful result out of that.
They are wonderful. Now, this was an excellent workshop sponsored by National Science Foundation.
Right.
Thank you for organizing that. So looking ahead next 5 to 7 years, what do you see as the major research directions in this project and in the field?
I think my specialty is the GIS, and especially the algorithms and the joins and the. But my group is the learning to data mining algorithms. So the first 3 years we do some modeling and the algorithms about the spatial joins. Then next 3 years we will spend most of the time on data mining tools and development.
They are wonderful, wonderful. You mentioned exposome, and what is that and what is its future?
Exposome is a study of the effect of environmental factors on human health.
Okay.
So it could be a very short time period. For example, asthma. Patient exposed in a certain like a smoke, cigarette smoke, and they got attack.
Yeah.
Or exposure could be like a very long life period, which is cancer.
Right.
So different time intervals of patients monitoring are required. And the exposome, the world is just started in 2006. So it's quite new field, and there is a lot of problems of measurement and the modeling and algorithms.
They are wonderful. And one last question. Most of us are used to having GPS on smartphones and the cars and so on. But your group and your neighbor in Asthma Polis, they were putting GPS on inhalers used by asthma patients.
Right.
So do you see more use of GPS with sensors to monitor personal health and environmental health in the coming years?
Right. So asthma patients are recommended to carry inhalers. And also they use the peak flow level gauge every day. Those two are the main equipment for those patients need to carry. And so we developed sensors that is very tiny microprocessor that is built in an inhaler. This is a kind of inhaler the US and UAE patients use. So we developed a small cap that actually come with this inhaler. Whenever the patient pushes the inhaler button, we measure the time and location. And also how long it actually pressed. So that doctors know whether or not this the patient is properly used the inhaler as well. So it can be used to the analysis of the location and time, exposure time. At the same time, it can be used for the patient's training.
Wonderful.
And this data is going to be transferred to the users, the patient's mobile phone. And then we store this one in a secure server, so therefore the data analysis later.
They are wonderful. So personal health may be a big area for spatial computing.
Right.
As we move forward.
Yeah. And we call this as individual health care. So most of the doctors in the current research in medical field, they use the average of this, some of the symptoms, average of their temperature and so on. But more likely people, their reaction, their symptoms could vary based on the individual symptoms. So this is what we want to do, provide the individual care of the health systems.
They're wonderful. So thank you so much, Wan, for sharing your exciting project, which is clearly very futuristic.
Thank you.
And we appreciate, despite your NSF proposal deadline, and we wish you a lot of success with this project and with the NSF grant proposal. Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So this was Professor Wan Bae from University of Wisconsin Stout, sharing her excitement about use of spatial computing to improve personalized health. So when we come back in next interviews, we'll meet with a few other community members and share in their excitement of using spatial computing for different societal problems. Thank you.